16 hours and 4 minutes left to close a massive bullish buy formation on the bi-monthly time frame, and not to mention the confirmation candle on the monthly to confirm the upside continuation. The closing of the monthly and bi-monthly are presenting a serious bull case and one that should not be ignored. Welcome back to the channel. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol ASRE. Let's kill it. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. Let's go ahead and dive in to ticker symbol ASRE, as there is a massive closure about to happen tomorrow at market close. Okay, so you're observing here 16 hours and 3 minutes as of the recording of this video at 8:56 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Right, so what I want to point out here is that, yeah, we have this downtrend here. We have printing a very nice bullish engulfing candle formation and a huge bullish hammer, right? So it's a thesis that I've actually put together. It's a strategy that I've actually just mentioned and kind of have my master students to learn, right? The combination of formations within one formation to determine higher probability moves, upside or downside. So in this case, yeah, you have a bullish engulfing paired with a large hammer candle, so making this or rendering this a buy formation. Now, if we go back to the monthly time frame, this is what I mean by this is the candle to confirm the upside here. So this was a very similar buy formation upside as well. So you have the bullish engulfing after a downtrend, right? And then you also have that hammer candle. And this is the reason, or one of the reasons why the asset continue onwards and upwards, right? Well, at least technically speaking, right? So, yeah, closing this monthly candle, of course, tomorrow market close, 16 hours and 1 minute. This would be the confirmation for a continuation to the upside based around this closure, right, of the bullish engulfing paired with the hammer candle. So I absolutely love what we're looking at here, team, and I do see potential upside coming here, and a pretty massive one at that, right? So always know that whatever I'm saying here could be invalidated. It could be proven wrong, right? We are not here to be perfect traders. We are here to be informed and educated traders, and with discipline, right? We must be able to determine when risk management is appropriate and when take profits are called for. So now moving on to the 3-hour time frame here, very nice bullish engulfing printed. And it looks like it is prepping itself for a continuation to the upside. We had a very impressive closure of 42.36 with the top side of the range today at 44.50. Massive upside today, and still we are closing. Guys, if you hear a little voice here, that's actually my little guy, right? He's bringing me some of his snacks. Come here, buddy. Come here. You can eat this if you want. So if he says hello to you, just know that he's just making sure that we're practicing our risk management. All right, so there goes the little host. Okay, so yeah. Now, what I was just saying here is that, yeah, there is an upside probability here. Very nice, impressive close, and still upside of the 40-cent zone. Okay, so if you were watching the live stream with us today, or at the live stream with me today, you would have noticed this very insane reaccumulation coming back down to our inflection zone of 36.05. We had it at 36.02 originally, right? But the low of 35.80 ended up touching down today, and that actually triggered buy orders for so many bulls. And I actually ended up pointing that out as a potential shakeout, right? So it was a shakeout because we faced an immediate recovery here. It was all kind of experienced within a 1 hour candle and then continued onwards and upwards. Not even to mention that the hourly time frame ended up printing a very nice structured 3 white soldiers here. This is essentially suggesting a continuation to the upside itself. Now, observing volatility versus momentum on the hourly time frame, you can see here that we have an upside pivot, a very clear upside pivot on the stochastic momentum indicator with increasing volatility. However, it has paused right here. I believe that this did mean revert, and now it's suggesting a continuation to the upside. Another thing that should signal buyers is the fact that our vol is currently above the moving average, right? So our relative volume is slightly upside of that moving average, which would trigger the interest for day traders, and that honestly would create volatility here, for the asset. But I do have to say it's incredibly difficult to acquire the shares from this company, as I do believe that the demand is far outweighing the release of the asset. So it's just a lot of demand for this asset, and it's very, very clear every day in the live streams. People are saying, "I can't get filled. I can't get filled." It's incredible how much this is moving like that, right? So another thing is that we ended up facing the support here on the hourly time frame from this hourly gap, pretty much right at the money, right? Very impressive bounce from that. So this could be that shakeout that leads price action to an eventual upside and continuation beyond the targets that we've already experienced here. The high of 44.47, right? So the high of 43.08 and 44 cents. Those are now completed, and this is officially today. We officially did a break of market structure and created a new higher high. So things are looking very good for the asset here. I do expect a continuation to the upside. So let's go ahead and take a look at the at other time frames here, as I would like to kind of put into perspective the Gaussian bands. And I think we would be better off doing it right over here, right? So let's go ahead and pull them up and see if we have anything that is of immediate concern or whatever, right? So let's just pull them up on every single time frame and see what we have, right? Yeah, but very interesting here is like every time frame is already just broken out. And let's see here. This is the bi-daily time frame where we face that support grab of the bottom side of the range and the Gaussian bands, and now it's actually starting to curve, right? So now let's see the 3-day time frame. All right, there is our resistance. Okay, so I'm looking at a potential grab here in the shorter time frame to 47.13, and it is indicative of the top side of the Gaussian bands. So what we're looking at here is actually a break inside of the bands, retest of the support, break upside of the mean band, and we started testing that mean band as a relative area of support. Shakeout, we got the upside here. We're starting to validate some of the key resistances that we have now converted into support, and now we're suggesting a continuation to the upside, right? So I can see for the immediate short term, the 47.11 or 47.13 target could serve as a point of resistance, and that honestly does have a range, right? Like always, we want to make sure that we observe our resistances as a range and not as a solidified target. So let me kind of zoom into this a little more so that I can get as accurate as I can be, right? So let's just say for the 47.15, I know I said 47.11, right? But let's just say 47.15 to the top side of this range right over here. This is the most relevant resistance that I am finding. See, as I move to the right, you have these two candles right there as well. So I would actually have to give some precedence to the top side of 51.06. But remember, the range 47.15 to 51.06 is essentially what I'm looking at here. Now, if we are to observe the RSI, then that could give us some signals for potential continuation or pullback, right? So I had this ready, not sure why it came back like this. Okay, so the immediate short-term time frame, 30-minute, is suggesting a continuation to the upside, and it does have a break from the SMA 14, represented by the pink line, right? So this is suggesting a continuation to the upside. Very impressive bounce here on the bi-hourly time frame, bouncing from that gravitational zone with an upside pivot and still in the gravitational zone with an upside pivot. So that is that little combination there is nice. A little bit of warning here on the 4-hour and 8-hour time frames, as we are in the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile, which would essentially bring us back to validate that SMA 14 and continue onwards and upwards. But of course, we already saw that. right? We're already talking about a potential resistance grab either at the 47.15 zone to come back and validate the area of around 170 to 39.68 before a continuation onwards, or we get that top side of the 51.06 to come back down to validate the 47.15 before a continuation onwards and upwards. All right, so that, yeah, the RSI is essentially telling us that that could be in play here. A little bit of consolidation on the 12-hour and the daily time frames, but as we start moving into the larger time frames like the bi-daily, please notice that we are well within that gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile with an upside pivot on both the SMA 14 and the RSI signal. And a little bit of consolidation here from the 5-day time frame. It is understandable. We actually do have some validated bullish divergences that we spoke of yesterday. One of the hidden phantom variety and one of the regular variety, the opposition of price action versus momentum. Price action, let's just expand this a little bit, right? So price action making a series of lower lows paired with higher lows in momentum, right? So that marks off regular bullish divergence, and we have the hidden bullish divergence variety right up here. So creating higher lows while the momentum indicator is creating a series of lower lows, right? So that's how you can determine the variety. Okay, so yeah, everything is looking pretty good. I do expect for the 5-day time frame to eventually get resolved for a continuation to the upside based on the shorter time frames showing their conviction for an upside. As soon as those short time frames, all of these right here, as soon as they start pivoting aggressively to the upside, that's when your larger time frames are going to start feeding that from that cascade from the smaller ones. Right, so yeah, now you know the ranges, you know the resistances, you know the play, right? So let's go ahead and observe this tomorrow, 6:40 to around 6:50 a.m. Pacific time. We'll go over all of these tickers, okay, team?